Jasmine.bk here, Jazzy for short, and I'm here with the regular everyday routine video, and this is just really to show you guys what I do on an everyday kind of basis. If I really just feel like putting on makeup that day, making my face look just skin but better, myself but better, just enhancing my features and all that so it doesn't look too much like a full beat, but still just a little bit, that can go a long way. So if you guys like the look, wait and find out like in the next couple seconds what I do. Make sure that you subscribe and like this video and comment whatever, and follow my socials at jasmine.bk on everything. And yeah, I'm about to just get started because you guys already saw the intro. But first I start off with the base like this. So if you guys want to see my skincare routine, I'm gonna post the updated one, but you can go look, I'll link whatever my skincare routine is I have on here. Did already finish my base. I did my hair. I have my eyebrows slicked down. I put edge control on them. I usually use the edge fixer, the peach one, and I use that one. I put some on here, then I do a spoolie and I brush it up and then kind of carve it out. But first I'll go on with my E.LF primer. All I like to do is I like to get a little tiny bit like this and kind of priming the places I know that I'm about to put makeup on, which is under my eyes, because that's usually, I'm just gonna put concealer because I've been having dark circles. And then I'll put a little bit on my nose. I'll put it over right here and around my eyebrows, and then I'll put some on my smile lines, my cheekbones, and my jaw. Okay, so now that my stuff is dried and you really can't see it as much, my stuff is still dewy, and what you're going for is more of a dewy, like just everyday look, your skin but better. So I'll go in with kind of like a flatter brush like this to really just put on my foundation. So I put on this Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage foundation in the color Praline. So that, put it on here first, and I'll put it not directly under my eye. I'll go on my smile lines as well. So like, because it's more orangey, it's more like a color corrector for my regular makeup looks or anything like that. Take the Born This Way concealer, the multi-use concealer, and the color light beige. So obviously you can see it's like a bigger difference. And with these two combined, this is more like my shade, but with these two combined, you get kind of like that nice like tan look, if that makes sense. And if I was to just use this alone, it would be too late. So I go down and really just get the points where I think that I need concealer at, and I'll put more of a lighter dot in like the middle like that. So if I come up close, you can see like it's like dark light, whatever, dark light. So then I'll let this sit for like 30 seconds, and while I'm doing that, I'll lightly carve out my eyebrows, like maybe like the underbrow, if that. But I'll do that with this LA Girl Pro concealer. And I'll take the same brush I did with the foundation, so basically I'm kind of just mixing both. And the LA Girl Pro has more of like its formula is really much more dewier and leaves like a shiny finish to your face, which just helps like improve, like, I don't know, it just helps with like an everyday kind of routine. I used to just use this as my concealer for like if I was on the go or if I had like something I had to cover up, because it's so shiny and it still keeps my like my skincare base kind of like above it. And I'll go a little bit in the middle so it matches like that. Very small like concealer, kind of powder puff, and I'll go in and kind of pat it down like this. So as you can see, I haven't gone into the regular concealer I have on my like under eyes. Oh, getting another one because that one just dropped. But I like to do it until like I really can't see the product like that anymore, but I know it's there. And then I'll go with the same flat brush, and then I'll basically just firstly go like this. And you see the shade match, like when I use the darker and the lighter concealer, it's an automatic shade match. And to help you without your creases, make sure you move your face where your skin is stretched out. So I'll go like this, so you'll see me do the makeup face, and I'll look up so I don't get any excessive creasing. But this still, like, you still see it's still shiny, it's still like doing what it needs to do. Even though it's like an embarrassing face to me, girl, I just made that whole entire face on camera, so you can do that while you're at home. So I'll go in with my regular foundation sponge and really just set all the product in there. So now it's just like looks exactly like my skin tone. So now it looks like this, and you're gonna immediately want to go in with your powder or whatever. But firstly, I go like this, and I go over the creasing again, so I make sure I get some product under there. And it's best to use like a sponge or something when you're doing this, especially if you have like prominent creasing like how I do under my eyes. And with either like a flat brush like this or a small little brush like this, and I'll go in with some translucent powder or like a finishing powder. So right now I'm going in with the E.L.F. Perfect Finish HD powder, and set down my under eyes. You want to make sure that your skin stretched out so your concealer sits down in the way that you want it to. And I'll go in with this flatter brush, and I'll really just pat everything else down. You're usually supposed to go in with a powder puff, but I don't like patting it down like that, especially under my eyes, because it just doesn't help anything. So now it's a little bit less dewy, but you still see the vision. You see like there's no creasing. There won't be any creasing if you do this. This is like a crease proof kind of like routine almost with the concealer and the foundation. Like, it's not gonna crease, it's not gonna look cakey, it doesn't look like anything, it just looks like skin. And if you have really dark circles, I kind of prefer that I would do like orange color corrector first, then let that sit down, then go in with the foundation puff or whatever, and then pat that in, then do the foundation and the concealer thing that I just did. And once I'm done with that, which I just did, I'll go in with a little bit of contour, and then I'll go in at the top into like the highest part of like my cheekbone, like that. Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Call Me Maple 805, and then I'll go like very lightly on right here. I'll get a small little brush for my nose and my eyes, and I'll kind of just very lightly contour like how I usually would on my nose and over my eyes. And this is really like easy to do because this foundation is also very like shiny and dewy, so it leaves a nice little touch. To your eyes. So then I'll go in with the bottom of my puffer and tap this in. Really until like I really get a good blendable contour finish, really. And if I have to, I'll go in with the top, because the top part is usually like where I have foundation on, and they'll really just blend everything in. And then I'll go in my jaw like this. Just drag it really to the front and then keep it in place. And now you have a little bit of contour that's barely really noticeable, but it's still there. Okay, I don't do any powder or anything on my contour or anything like that, because I do see it tends to make it look more dull and not the glowy finish that I want to look like my skin, but better. So I go in with a Stay All Night micro mist setting mist by E.L.F. And then this really just And I really just go in like this until I'm like literally wet like this. And I'll do this because it just helps keep everything in place. Formula that really keeps my face really like dewy and wet and in place for the whole entire day. Go again with my spoolie and I'll go up diagonal and then go down. This also helps the concealer I put in to also blend in with the eyebrow. And then if I see any like little creasing, I'll really just pick up the extra concealer under my eye with the brush again. So while everything's picked up and while it's all drying, I'll go in with like doing my lower lashes with this Lash Princess. You can't really see, but it's like a Lash Princess. I think it's the volumizing one, and I'll use the curved part and I'll go like this and I'll go under like this, and I'll do 2 layers back and forth because I like to build. Okay, so the last thing is lips because I really just have everything else done. And what I usually do is for a more colorful really look, I'll go in with the Lifter Gloss with hyaluronic acid by Maybelline in the shade Heat. So it's like a really like hot pinkish shade. And then to settle that down, I'll go in with the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Funnel Cake. So it looks like this because I got it in my Christmas like collection thing. To keep the pink color on my lips, I'll usually go in with this E.L.F. lip oil, like Glow Reviver lip oil in the shade Pink Quartz, which honestly works pretty good. So I'll go in with a nice little swipe of this. Make sure you put Aquaphor or something, keep your stuff hydrated under this, even though the lip oil does keep it hydrated as well. I did a nice little swap like this. As you can see, it really is like hot pink. So I'll go in like that, and I'll take my finger, then, cause you see it just makes the color more enhanced, I'll go in with my Funnel Cake, and this literally smells like chocolate, like it smells amazing. But I'll go in with this, do one little nice swipe, and I feel like it gives me like a nice curly, like mauvey, nudie, I don't know how to explain it, like finish on my lips really when I do that. And if you really want to go like more dramatic, you could put more, but because this is just a light day, I'll just go in with like a regular amount, like a tiny amount. Then I go in with more of my Lip Reviver oil to kind of balance everything off and get rid of like excess if I really don't need it. Now that everything's pretty much done, I just check to see if I have any creasing or anything like that, and usually I won't. It's still really dewy, really like just shiny. It does, obviously you're not gonna have the same exact effect as like before the skincare and all that, where I like my face really glowy. This just settles it down a little bit and keeps it really nice while also still enhancing my features and just making everything look a little bit more nice and put together, and just bringing more color out to my face with like a little bit of color theory, things that match like my warm skin tone and all that. So that's the look. Hope you guys loved it. Make sure that you follow, subscribe, and follow my and like this video and comment whatever else you want from me, and also follow all my socials at jaslyn.bk. Yeah, I love you. Bye.
Taking farther than Mexico. Yeah. You still got niggas hard pressed to you though. I know you shorty.